and we'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along, and we'll all hang out in kind. Howdy folks, it's Johan, your favorite little ink blob, back at it today, starting off with a little bit more of Threeb. Good old Threeb. How's it going, folks? I am somewhat low energy today, which I feel like has been a kind of common thing recently. I don't know what it is, but we're doing what we can, having fun, kicking back with some fun games. And hopefully that brings up the energy level. Hell yeah. Boop! Alrighty. So I remember we were spending a fair bit of time on this room. Just from... we can't use our dash. I do remember that. So we need to... we can't use our dash because we need to jump over... we need the dash to... so we want to get to... I'm trying to gesture with the cursor and then my finger, neither of which are very helpful. But there's the other little sort of outcropping, like what I was just holding on to. We want to get onto that side of it, and then we're going to need to drop down and then upright dash, probably grab the left side of it, and then jump to our final safety. So we can't use our dash before then. So we just need to do this. But I've been having a lot of trouble with this. I can't remember if what we were figuring out, because I remember we did figure out a way where I can, like, jump over, but I'm not feeling it today, so maybe we just drop down, but it's gonna eat a lot of time and stamina, I think. Blah. Because I don't have rhythm. Okay, so we were able to do that for a moment. I don't know if that's going to allow us to do stuff in the right amount of time, but blah. Wop 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 blah. Okay, so we go here. Because if we jump right when it's coming back, it still has issue. Oh, interesting. Hold up. Why is... weird. Why did it skip Essie's message? But hey, welcome in Essie, welcome in Silver, how's it going? Thank you for the hydrate. There we go, much appreciated. That's so weird with on-screen chat. I was like, oh, I must not have brought it up or something. No, it's there. Wonky. Whoop. Whoa. Okay, so chat thing doesn't like you. Apparently not. Well, it likes you there. I guess it just doesn't want to sell Eastern time. Isn't that, EST, isn't that what gets used for, like, East Coast of North America? Blah. Sell Eastern. Ink more, yes. But yeah, how's it going? Blah. We are apparently stumbling on the first hurdle here, but such is life. No! Because yeah, jumping over feels like it's better if you can manage it, but I'm not sure how to. Oh! We hot swap places. Oh my god. That's so obvious. So we... have I really been having that much trouble this entire time of what if I'm like, man, if only I could jump from lower. What if I jumped from lower? What a crazy concept that is, Johan. Would you believe that I'm actually very good at video games? This is not true. Maybe that's a good reason to really make sure that I find some more time for March, because that may be one of the first video games where I've ever felt like, yeah, you know what? I can do the thing. I can be good. But whoa, more March. Yeah, it's I really want to play more March. It's probably going to be pre-record stuff. Every time I've thought, oh, I've got time this evening, I can kick back with some Marsh, with some Nier, with some Crooked Man. I end up, like, getting into some big conversation about, like, my imminent financial future. Which is probably not the worst thing in the world, because I do need to figure some of that out, and that's important, but also need to, like, find time for the enjoyment in life. March 0.5, and then the true March 0.0. Yo! Wait, does that mean that you've got... Oh, it's Tim. Okay, I was like, whoa! Have you gotten affiliate so you can do emote silver? But no, unfortunately not. It's like I haven't seen the silver stream notice. Whoa, God. The dust bunny was in my head. I figured. That does seem like the ultimate plan. And also, very good incentive to get everyone over and following silver. Maybe stream tomorrow, been ill the past few days? That's understandable. Unfortunately, as with many inconvenient things, I won't be able to watch tomorrow because work. I am so happy. I am so happy for all of the connections that we've built over this past almost year. I was just realizing, like, yeah, January will be the 1-year anniversary of doing this. Unfortunately, though, I streamed when I'm not going to be able to stream when I have work. Which was perhaps not the best move in hindsight for building a community that I'll be able to keep up in the long term, but we will, again, we will be trying to figure out what we can do to keep it up. If nothing else, if I get a full-time job and I'm like, I cannot do this, there will still be vids, because vids are something that I can actually, like, make sort of whenever. And I will certainly, at the very least, if nothing else, try and stream on weekends. That's not anytime, well, soon in relative things. If I'm getting a full-time job, it is most likely going to be around January. But that's mostly because I feel like taking a part-time position and then immediately going, hey, can we try and go for other jobs? It might be a little rude. Well, it's also March 1-year anniversary in 4 days? Hell yeah! Well, that's right, because it's late October. Yo! March-iversary. What? That's super cool. That has got to be super neat to have something that you have made and enjoyed and put a lot of love into turn 1 year old and have people actually playing it and enjoying it. That's so rad, Silver. Maybe we'll get a special drum piece for the March-iversary. Yeah, so, like, even if that hadn't gone immediately very wrong there, I think we would have just been running out of stamina by the time we got where we needed to go? Maybe I'm wrong. Give away a key for the birthday. Yeah! Hell yeah! Something a little fancy. Possibly an intrusive question. Do not worry about answering if you do not feel like, but I'm legitimately curious, if you're willing, how many people have actually purchased March versus you've gone, hey, would you play this game, and you've given them a key? Like, have you had a number of, I guess organic isn't necessarily the right word, but like, people who have chosen to purchase it with either light prompting or... I'll check. Awesome. I'm just curious, because it's like, you know, as with many things, March is a really good game. I enjoy it. It's gotta be tough though to actually like get people to stumble across it. That I know that advertising is one of the like biggest things with games, is you can have the coolest game in the world and there's a very reasonable chance that no one ever finds it, which sucks. But also just means that anyone who's willing to go diving for some jewels, super tough to get people to play it if you're not just telling people online to play it. Yeah. Well, and even then, you know, like that, doing it one-on-one and being like, hey, you know, here's a person that I think is cool, who I'm going to invest time into because I enjoy watching them, and then legitimately through that relationship, mention that I've developed games and get them interested. And that's, I want to be very clear, like when I'm saying that, like you go and you talk about it, but you are not out here going like, play my game, you know, it's you actually go and have fun in streams and then bring it up, which is, I think, a very good way of doing it, because I got interested enough in Mars where I'm like, I want to see... Actually, I think I got interested enough in, oh no, in Grideller. I'm like, yeah, I want to check out Marsh. But yeah, like even that, like, even if you're doing it as just sort of a byproduct of spending time hanging out with folks, still a lot of effort. 53 total sales, 11 of them from keys. Hell yeah! That's like 80% people actually purchasing it. That's super cool. That's super impressive. And that's, I think, like, in the grand scheme of things, you know, I've talked about this with, like, streaming, of the numbers we say can just, like, the numbers we say can feel pretty small, in the sense of, like, you know, there's so many streamers out there with thousands, sometimes. I don't know. I have not kept up enough with, like, large streamers. Are there any streamers with millions of followers? But I mean, like, you know, YouTube and whatnot, we see ridiculously large numbers that the small things can kind of get, like, we can get desensitized to. But 53 people, so 11 of them from keys, but so that's 42 people saw Marsh and went, yeah, I'm gonna buy this. I know at least one of those was me going, hey, it's $5, I can totally do that. You know, but I'm sure there were some other streamers in that vein and such, and one of them is your dad. Nice. So you're friends? Yeah. So, okay. So that's sort of, so 38 non-sort of, so down to 42 if we cut out keys, down to 38 if we cut out people that are like, yes, of course they're going to do that because they're lovely, supportive people, you know. And, like, that does not diminish that in any way. But, because goodness knows that a number of my follower milestones and whatnot are, you know, there are some real-life friends and whatnot that hang out here on occasion. But I mean, that's still, like, 80% of those, 38 people who you did not know and you did not give it to, going, man, this looks cool, and I'm willing to spend money on that. That's so cool. Still don't think you've made any money though. Fair enough. Well, it's, so as I understand it, so Steam, oh, I can't remember the exact ratios, but isn't it like a 70-30 split with, oh god, is that, I can't remember if that's in favor of Steam or in favor of the developer. And then they also make you do a $100 deposit, right? Where basically, if you make that 100 back, you get your 100 back, but if it doesn't, then they just hang on to it until then. So, yeah, I can see how that would not necessarily make money. But even so, like, you know, I very much get the vibe from you that, like, you know, it is by no means about the money. It's about, hey, Steam's an easy way to sort of distribute, look at this cool thing I made, and share that. And, you know, money in a lot of ways is more just a metric of, like, that is a greater step of investment in the sense of, like, if you had given me the key and I played Mars, it's like, that's cool. That was definitely worth it, right? Because I got it for free. I paid $5 for March. It's not a huge amount, but I feel that I legitimately got my $5 worth and more from that. I can honestly say, as someone who has worked for that money and then put it into that was a good deal. It says $172, so taking 30% off. That's still above 100, so I don't know why, but I haven't got anything. I'm not 100% sure on that. So Steam revenue split. I have not actually put anything on Steam, so I don't know. Okay, yeah, so it is 70% in favor of the developer. I wonder, they might have a payout threshold, but I would figure that would be on the lower end, because I know that a lot of companies like this, right? You're basically, they keep it in a sort of like escrow, so that, you know, they're not having to deal with constant shoving of money at people, because, you know, it does not make financial sense for a company who's dealing with, you know, like Twitch, right? Affiliate is still something where it's like, there's a lot of affiliates out there, so if they every month sent you a check, and most of the time it's going to be like $1, maybe $2 of ad revenue, that, I mean, it's going to cost them more money to send that. So like Twitch, it does it as like $50 is the minimum payout. I don't know, Steam might have something along those lines. But yeah, if it's above 100, I would think so. But I'm not super familiar with Steam's monetization, so. Because I know that when I've been looking at like, oh, you know, if I do actually end up doing some game dev and whatnot, you know, the project I'm currently working on is not really a game to be released, it's just a little project for a friend. But like, if I do actually execute on one of the concepts I've got, that's probably something I'm gonna put on itch. Because itch is lower investment. Bum, 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 bum. I also wonder, because you're in the UK, so maybe there's something a little wonky with like how they process, because like, not that the UK is like a particularly weird one for payment processing normally, but I know that sometimes there's stuff there. Median time played, 1 hour, 21 minutes, which is decent. Yeah. I mean, 1 hour and 21 minutes, yeah, because that's probably at least like the first couple bosses and people having a good time with that. Wait, hold up. What's my current time in March? Is yeah, you know, like, you're gonna get out what you put in. Currently at 27 hours. So guessing I'm a bit of an outlier. Average session length? Oh, I see. No, that makes sense. I was thinking, because so median is the like middlemost number, right? So it's not average. It's if you lay everything out, you're taking the sort of middle number if it's odd, or averaging the two most middle numbers if it's even, and they're different. So I was assuming that was the amount that people have played total, and then what the median amount is, but could be wrong. I don't know. Math stream. Let's talk about stats. Oh, you know, so I think I've mentioned that I've been reviewing probability and stats with an eye towards doing some linear algebra on Khan Academy. I feel like such an old man because I haven't been doing as much of it as I would like recently. Because so my electronic devices, I have an Android phone, which I use a lot. I've got my laptop, which I use for streaming and heavier duty projects. I've been away from it a lot more recently, just because I got out of quarantine on like Sunday. And as much as I enjoy my room, it's also nice to be out of it. And then I've got a Chromebook. And the Chromebook is often what I use for just like, oh, you know, I'm walking around my house and doing stuff, so I can sort of keep that on the background, set it up different places. So that's typically what I would have been watching Khan Academy on. It's an older Chromebook. I've had it for a couple of years. It stopped receiving software updates 2 years ago, and sites have been slowly unsupported by it because it doesn't have the proper security updates. I think Khan Academy does still ostensibly work. It's just very slow, so I haven't been bothering lately. But you know what I just found out? Khan Academy has an app. I can make it super convenient to access from my phone, which I do also carry around a lot with me, so I'm slowly becoming one of those phone people that just constantly has a headphone in and their phone. I was previously a Chromebook person, which is probably actually worse, but it somehow made me feel a little more special. So, yeah, but doing some stats and such through the Khan Academy app. Which, I can't imagine that there's anyone on the internet these days who is not familiar with Khan Academy. But, if somehow you're watching this, oh, no! And you're unfamiliar with Khan Academy, and you have an interest in, well, continuing education, highly recommend it. Whole bunch of free lessons that probably do as well as most public education systems, just, you know, you can't, like, ask questions in the same direct way, but there's a fairly helpful community, and I've heard that they're trying to do, like, an AI explainer type thing, which I'm not, like, huge on, but I could see potentially being useful. Not sure, though. One of the things I think is super cool with Khan Academy recently, they've been working on financial literacy courses, which I have met a lot of people in my life that I think would benefit greatly from that. And I think I mentioned that, I'm confident that I've mentioned that I do tutoring, in particular for sort of like, for at-risk youth, so folks who are in, you know, less stable life positions, and part of that, there's a requirement for like financial literacy tied to it, and the resources they've been using aren't bad. Well, okay, they technically convey the information, but is anyone familiar with the like kind of training course that I'm talking about, when it's unskippable videos that treat you like you're about 3 years old? And we'll do like little multiple choice check-ins that don't actually mean anything because you can get them wrong as many times as you want. That's what they currently use, and it drove me insane. I can understand why a lot of the kids did not enjoy that. So I've been trying to take a little bit of a look at the personal finance and fiscal responsibility ones on Khan Academy and see, hey, are these like actually covering the things that we think are sort of important? Are they hitting on the same things so that we can have that fulfill the financial literacy requirement? Because Khan Academy doesn't treat you like you're an idiot. What a crazy concept. Boop. There we go. That's the power of the Khan Academy plug, yo. Play Marsh, watch Khan Academy. Watch Vimotheus, watch Sigma. If you haven't, check out Townsend's and Extra History on YouTube. Yay! Or sorry, yoy. But yes, yay! We finally did the thing. Huh. Now we have an entirely new room for me to fail at. Okay, so we can get on to the first one and then play jump rope. Boom, 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 boom. Whoa, no, okay. Oh, I guess we have to go to the left one first. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. Celeste skills are actually acquired by osmosis. Simply watch a Parrot Dash stream and you'll beat 8C in no time. Ayy. Well, that is sort of... I remember back during Jump King, Robert beat it very quickly, and I still will contend that on some level, I genuinely have to suspect that watching me fail over and over and over and over and over again probably was somewhat helpful in the learning process to shortcut some of the mistakes. I think a lot of games, there is a little bit of skill acquisition through osmosis. I did not see the purple there, but I see it now. And you know, I may be slightly biased because a lot of the games that I choose to play on my own time tend to be like deck builders, card games, sort of strategy-oriented ones, which there's definitely learning by osmosis. Like, genuinely a very big part of how I got as good as I did at Magic. Not that my streams would necessarily indicate that I'm actually that good. But I am a genuinely reasonable player. A lot of that was literally just through consuming other people playing Magic content. A lot of Loading Ready Run, who many of are self-admittedly not the best of Magic players, but you pick up little bits and pieces here and there. I know I've certainly learned from watching like Age of Empires players and so on and so forth. I mean, like, I started Celeste while you were still playing, and here I am having beat all beginner, advanced, and expert lobbies in SJ, and I'm now an expert. Yeah, no, it's, you know, there's also, I suspect that you've got a little more platforming experience on your belt and whatnot. And perhaps, actually, I would be curious how many hours you've put in compared to me, because I only Celeste while streaming, which I have streamed a fair bit, but, that is still less time than I would probably put in otherwise. Beginner, intermediate, advanced? Gotcha. Not expert. I follow? So I've put in 54.5 hours to Celeste, it looks like. But yeah, no, I mean, like, just consuming content, I think, genuinely can increase your ability. I actually had absolutely zero platforming experience before Celeste. Oh, so Celeste was your first platformer? Oh, that's super sick. Well, I'm glad that you got interested. Is yeah, so I guess Celeste. Okay, so Jump King and then Hollow Knight. So, because like Hollow Knight maybe isn't like 100% platformer, but it's got platforming elements. So I think it's fair to say this is probably my third platformer. Which is maybe a slightly weird one. But yeah. Have 180 hours? Okay, yeah, that would... that one also probably helps. But I like, legitimately, I do agree with you that watching people play things, especially Johan plays things, ayo. But no, like, legitimately watching people do a thing can help an awful lot. Did beat Path of Pain twice, you guess? So you have done Hollow Knight. Yeah, it's like, you know, Hollow Knight isn't, like, strictly speaking a platformer, but there are some platforming components. So, like, I count that towards my experience. Boop, 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 ah. But yeah, and I mean, I think that's true of a lot of things in life, not just video games, right? Watching and immersing yourself in something is typically a very good way to learn about it. Now, you can certainly consume content in a sort of, like, vacuous way. And I've talked about that before, that's part of why I've tried to be streaming and whatnot, which is funny, because while I do think I engage with the games a fair bit more than if I was just, you know, sort of using them to while away my day, the fact that I spend a lot of time talking about other things during them, I think there are definitely times where I've almost tuned out more from the game because I'm streaming, which is not a bad thing, because it's still giving me, I still often loop that back into the experience with the game. So, like, it's not, that is just sort of a little side thought there. But yeah, you know, consuming content and actively consuming content, I think, is a very good way of learning stuff. I do think that you can pick some stuff up, even if it's just sort of in the background, but I also think there's definitely ways to consume content where this is purely noise, and you're probably not going to get a huge amount out of it from that, but even then, I know I keep a lot of Magic content on in the background. I know there have been a couple of times where I've tuned in and learned something interesting about the game. But yeah, I don't know, content consumption is a very interesting vector for learning. I do remember there was a really interesting little run of, I believe it was developmental psych articles that I was reading, talking about child learning methods. And something that we've seen a lot less of in like modern Western cultures is sort of having kids tag along and learn skills by actively participating and helping with them. You know, we're not getting as many kids, like, hanging out at jobs and such. Hi, good luck with 3B. Thank you very much, Sorbet Babsy. Welcome in. I appreciate the well wishes. We are certainly struggling with rhythm, but still having a good time. Chatting about this, that, and every little thing, while sometimes making progress. How's it going for you? Wop, wop, wop. Anything fancy going on? Okay, being a little more aggressive. Being a little more aggressive about our jumping kind of worked out there, but maybe not there. Although I think we need to have a faster pace bouncing between those. Because I think they're going on opposite cycles, so you're trying to get there, like, as things trade over, I guess? Whoop. Whoop. Doing good. Need a break from uni work? That is super fair. That is not my current phase of life, but I remember it well, and kicking back and seeing some good Celeste content I think would have probably been very cathartic at the time. Celeste brain rot time it is. Ayo! We shall climb the mountain. We can just pretend that all of these towels are actually, like, you know, thesis papers. And we climb them and overcome. Pop, pop, pop. Okay. Oh, no! We've gotten there a couple of times, but we just can't seem to stick the landing on the next set of towels. The big sad. But yeah, so very much agreed, Essie, that I do think that there is sort of a learning through osmosis. I know you were talking about specifically Celeste, but I think that that is true for a number of areas of life, of just doing the thing or even just watching someone do the thing in, like, a very active way are both fantastic ways of picking up new information about stuff, and that's great. Whoop, wah, wah. So I've been trying to like intentionally also listen to like more non-English content in the background, particularly things in Japanese or Spanish, just to like at least expose myself a little more to the language and occasionally be like, oh, I recognize the form of that phrase, so I can go look up one word. Imagine 2 onions. I mean, this is something I can definitely imagine. Welcome in, Nobo. Why imagine 2 onions? Or is that one of those many why ask a question that you don't necessarily want to know the answer to? Boom. Boom. I will admit, this is perhaps a little sad, but when you say imagine 2 onions, my brain did leap to Shrek, which I've only watched once, and I know this is perhaps a heinous opinion. I was not super big on Shrek, so I'm particularly distressed that my brain goes to it, but now imagine 3 onions, huge difference. This is true. That's like a 50% markup. I didn't realize how bad I was at sign language till I made deaf friends. I get oh yeah, with the whole language thing. Yep, 100%. I have not had any deaf friends, but I did try and pick up a little bit of sign language in college because we had a club. I'm like I'm down to try stuff. I openly admit the only it was learning ASL. And the only signs that I remember really are if you go from like top of chest down to like your navel, sort of like drawing your hand down there. I believe that's hungry. And then if you do it like twice in rapid succession, I believe it's horny. And then you sort of put your hands out front like you're grabbing onto like a towel bar and sort of squeeze them once and then squeeze them a little further out, and that's hot dog. For some reason, those 3 have stuck with me. Oh, hey, and welcome in, Jammer. How's it going? Sorry, weird sign language combo to walk in on. Your rule was that, at minimum, I want to learn to apologize for not knowing sign language, but that you could spell. Fair enough. But no, you use BSL. BSL. Which one's that? Boop, boop, boop. British Sign Language. Ah, fair enough. Going good? Nice. Glad to hear it. Yep, British. As soon as I saw that, I went, oh yeah, that's the most likely one. But I'm like, B, that could be anything. Botswanan Sign Language? I do remember reading, there was a really interesting article about, there was a school for the deaf in an African country. I feel terrible that I cannot remember which one. It might have been Kenya. But there was a school for the deaf, and there wasn't like an official sign language in that country for that language. But I think they were using I think they were trying to use ASL as sort of the like temporary thing. But a lot of the kids ended up just sort of generating their own signs to communicate with each other, and they formed basically a unique language, or it might have technically been a dialect, but we were getting to actually watch a sign language develop and evolve in real time, which is super cool to me. Well, furthest we've gotten. Nice! Congrats to Sigma for figuring out, oh yeah, Hexa, yeah! Yeah, no, doing some good work on quote puzzles. I took a look at the one that, was like a worked example. My brain is not, I can enjoy puzzles. I am trying to admit this to myself. That is not the type that I typically work with. I see you watch Etymology Nerd on Shorts, Reels, TikTok? I don't, but I do have friends who send me things, so that is very plausible. I'm a very weird person, Sorbet, in that, like, I do consume a fair bit of YouTube. I don't watch a whole lot of short content, but I've got a lot of friends who will, like, basically send me curated lists. They're like, you would enjoy this thing. So I do still consume it, but there's a lot of stuff, if it's shorter form content, it's not something that I am necessarily aware of my consumption. But that's perfectly conceivable, because I do think I saw something about that, trying desperately to retrieve it. Short form does sound about right. I do know that I did a little more reading on it, I just have a terrible memory and have forgotten most. And hey, welcome in, Tim! How's it going? Wow, this cell is very EST. I know, it's very Eastern time. Nintendo Switch is stepping away, maybe not for a bit, but it seems the Switch 2 is coming at some point. Interesting. I wonder what improvements there will be. Or if there will be any. That's typically how it functions. Yeah, similar thing occurs with blind deaf children. Oh, I wholeheartedly imagine. It was really interesting hearing about that. You know, I am not aware of times. I guess that was the first time I had heard of that happening actively. Been better? Anything in particular, or just one of those days? There's a Discord where people joined in and made up a language that has 0 rules. I do remember seeing something about that. I think you may have actually said something about that. But yeah, where the only rule is basically don't define anything, other than they provide like a little basic key. You and Alice aren't together anymore? Oh shoot! I'm sorry, Tim. That's a huge life change. I'm sorry. You're in England right now, or? That is super rough, dude. I do not know if stream is where I can, went home early. I think that's super reasonable. I know that we are internet stranger people. I don't know if stream is the best vector for that, but if you want to talk, my DMs are indeed open. And I can try and be a sounding board. That's a lot. Alice was Tim's girlfriend. Yeah, that is the point of shorts. They are designed to be consumed, not absorbed. This is fair, yeah. Don't be alarmed, but I think there are dust bunnies on the walls, true. Beyonce? Oh god! I did not recall that bit. Welp! Yeah, that adds a whole other layer to it. Well, very sorry, Tim. Yeah, 100% if you need to talk, there is an ink blob that is happy to do so. Whoop. I pressed left and I went right. Weird. Alright, we're still very good friends. Long distance didn't work out. I have known a number of people like that. Long distance is really tough. Especially between countries. So yeah, that sucks. I'm glad that you're still good friends though. That's you. Like, that's not the most important thing, but, you know, you seem like someone who really cares about her, so being able to still care about her rather than, nope, everything gone, I think is hopefully good. Wow, but in a few years when we're further along in life, fair enough. Hey, okay, so, you know, it sucks that this chapter, this door is closed, but that's not a, you know, a guillotine has not necessarily been taken to it. That's good. Okay. Still super rough, especially when you're actively visiting, but at least there's some silver linings peppered in there. Or at least yeah, I guess silver lining's the proper term of it's not necessarily the best, but there's something. Yeah. Well, hey. That is good. Well, I am glad that you are home then. And can be taken hopefully the time you need to figure stuff out. Wait, hold up. Brain. Do we have the emote? Yeah, here we go. There we go. There's the little Johann hug. Whoa. I still think on a slightly more a bit more levity, hard whiplash. anyone else feel that... look, I love the Unicode Consortium. Don't get me wrong. It is amazing the amount of order they are able to impose on such a weird thing. We need a better hug emote. Like, come on. The two hug emotes are either it just looks like you're displaying your hands to show that you're non-threatening and there's nothing in them and you're approaching a dog, or it's the like blue, 2 shades of blue like embrace, which just, I don't know, looks very corporate to me. The emote that looks like the Hat in Time character and you adore it. Hat in Time. Looking this up. Hat in Time. A Hat in Time console game. I'm unfamiliar with this, but that sounds it looks adorable. What the hell? Oh, that's super cute. Platformer? Wow. Hold up. Bringing this up. Hat in Time. I love that. I am a huge sucker for like little cute things. That is my jam. Snatcher from A Hat in Time. We'll look up Snatcher in particular, but I mean, look at that art style. Oh, that's super cute. Oh my god. Oh, that's amazing. So Snatcher, A Hat in Time? Oh, yeah, I can see that. Oh god. So, okay, we were able to turn the Slug Cat from Rain World into Slughan. Snatcher feels like a kindred spirit, similarly sort of inky. Hell yeah. Nice. All right. I am going to have to add yet another thing to my wish list. Me. Streaming so that I can tune into my games and, you know, like, focus on them and make some progress on my backlog. Actual result of streaming. Tuning into them a little bit, but then also acquiring more. Dun dun dun. Of your favorite games of all time. Well, that's some high praise from someone whose opinion I highly respect, so definitely we'll look at checking that out. Hat in Time. Okay. Haven't played but seen a lot? Gotcha. And much easier? Yeah. Very Sunshine inspired. Interesting. Black body, yellow eyes, 100% Johan. Yeah. Black blobs are peak character design. Aren't they? There's so much that you can project onto them. Yes, hydrate, thank you. Bop, bop, bop. Love him. Keep adding things to your list. Instead, I put 1,600 hours into Celeste. God damn. That, I will say, that is one thing that's nice about my, like, personal playing habits being fairly flighty, is I don't stick with things for too long. I get out of them what I'm trying to get, and then I tend to move on. Welcome in, Tiziel. How's it going? It's okay, you can make an exception for Hat in Time. There's a whole section about filmmaking rivalry between birds, penguins, and owls, I think? Hold up, what? I can make an exception for it? There's a whole section about filmmaking rivalry between... That sounds dope! Wait, sorry, I spoke too fast. I didn't catch what am I making an exception about? Because that sounds awesome. Used to get through so many things, but there's something about me that just adores the game. Cough, trans, cough. Fair enough, fair enough. Exception to playing backlog of games first. Ah, I see. You're saying bump into the front of the queue. I understand. Yeah, no, legitimately. Well, I like having something along the lines of a platformer, if you guys can't tell from, you know, the sheer amount of time I put into struggling through Jump King, which I was realizing we haven't done Jump King in a while. Ever since the Raven incident. Whoop. You know, it's nice to have a game that's like, I have to focus a little, but I can certainly, like, do a little more talking. The Elvis Penguin and the Scottish Director. These words have so little meaning, and yet I'm so excited for them. Oh god. Mention it, your Celeste hours have gone up since I came out. Ayo! The meme, it holds true. So the fanfic you were reading isn't finished. It appears I'll get a new chapter whenever the author decides to, which could be 10 years for all I care. So right now I'm reading another fanfic. I think I'm going to start... Oh, Shimeji Simulation! Yeah! Also, I did eventually find the Lebanese fanfic. Yes, you did find it? Yay! I'm glad you were able to find fanfic of your favorite chip. And yeah, Shimeji Simulation. I know that I've read, like... I think I read, like, the first chapter of it, and I was very endeared, and as with many things, have not had the brain power to come back to it, but hell yeah. It seems super cute, and I mean... if Girls' Last Tour is one of my favorites, of course I'm going to want to consume other stuff by that mangaka, right? The Raven from Teen Titans Go. Look, Nobo, I like Raven. I enjoy Raven from Teen Titans, and I am probably a bit of a fake fan, because I know there's, like, a whole bunch of stuff outside the animated series, or at least I'm of that belief from what I've seen. And yet, somehow, it still pains me to see it specified as from Teen Titans Go. Because there's so much... I don't know. Teen Titans Go. I actually... To be fair, I have not watched that much of Teen Titans Go. From what I saw of it, it was not my favorite. Between that and, like, what I think is the first animated series, it was not my favorite, but... Someone made a fan-made anime episode of first chapter of Shimeji Simulation. Oh, that's super sick. I did not know about that. Potentially said Go because it's the bad one. Okay, fair. Think I'd hate Jump King. Platformers are your main genre, but I prefer games with crazy movement over the simpler movement with crazy levels. I think that's fair. That's because it isn't a meme. Unironically, at least 50% of the player base are, and 50% is a low estimate. To me, that would be very interesting to, like, look into. I would love to see actual stats on that. Not that I don't believe you, but I love data. I would love to actually see, like, if we could get data on how, you know, what portion of the Celeste player base is trans, or, you know, basically just, like, I guess, gender identification, right? And then it would also be very interesting to, like, see what elements do, like, some sort of basic survey and figure out what elements are sort of like a common draw. I mean, I've got some guesses, but I think it's valid as hell to adore a series and have only seen part of it. True. Trust me, I would know. Oh, so you've watched Go? Okay. Getting into more manga after having watched 150 anime and like 10 manga. I have 1 manga tattoo and 0 anime tattoos. Fair enough. Tokyo Ghoul tattoo. Oh, Tokyo Ghoul I have heard good things about. I have not watched nor read any, but I have definitely heard good things about that. I've been trying to start a list. I have such a bad memory, but I've got a little like personal Discord channel for myself on my personal account, where I just like I can use it for whatever I want. I've created a shows I've watched list, so a lot of the ones on there from that I can remember are anime, but we'll keep building out and see how many I've consumed. Once One Piece is over, I might have to get a One Piece tattoo. Sick. Did you know Celeste has a sequel? To be more specific, the Game Jam version has a sequel where you play as Theo. Oh, I did not, but that's amazing. Oh, you play as Ilani? Lani? Ah, would love to play as Theo though. Oh, let you spread misinformation. I see. Instagram account goes so hard. No, that's people did tell me that that was a real account, and I think we even looked it up, but oh my god, I forgot to actually look at that more. I should do that. I have a Discord server for that too, usually to test out images I send display. I think that's totally fair. Yeah, I guess I don't use it to preview stuff much, but no, I did actually when I was first figuring out how to do polls for some of the follower milestones. I did actually, I did test that in, there we go. I did do that in the server, so fair enough. But I tend to use it as like an archival thing. So I've got like a bunch of my cooking and baking recipes. I've got things that are like gender vibes and stuff like that. Um, like the other sequel where Theo hate crimes me, he said, "I'm so gay." Love that the part of this message that got blocked wasn't hate crime, it was so gay. Yeah, right? Like, Well, I guess it's fine to talk about hate crimes, but so gay, well, that is the hate crime. Gender vibes? I barely know her. Gender? I barely know her. Ayo. Very nice. No, it's very funny because for me, ooh, trying to think, hold up. Me wanting to be very careful to make sure that I don't leak any personal info, but hold up, we can, I think I can find, there's so few images in it, but like things that I'm like, this makes me feel happy, like, I wish I could give off these vibes. Yeah, genuinely the biggest one is Alpha Hatsueno from there are 5 images. I'll just pull up this one, but Alpha Hatsueno from Yokohama Shopping Log is just like, yes, this is what I want to be. Give me these vibes. Allow me to look this cute, and allow me to just like be an android. Let me be a very cute femme android that has a little cafe in a quiet apocalypse. This is what I want for my self-perception and how others perceive me. Relico, but there's only so many CG cars a girl can take. Something initial D? I had some friends that were really into initial D, and I'm not really into like Eurobeat stuff, but some of the soundtrack was good. Watching the Red Gun anime, nice. That's all the manga I've read is gay romances. If Twitch blocks this, I'm gonna start giving them a reason to block them. Well, hey, if you enjoy gay romances, I have been reading on recommendation from some of my friends. There's 3 different series by the author MXTX, which all deal with like Jansha, which is sort of like Chinese high fantasy kind of stuff. So like cultivation kind of things with very, very broken gay couples, and it's genuinely some very well written characters that I enjoy. Speaking of watching Railgun stares at Johan, I haven't gotten to it yet. I know. I know. The Crunchyroll ads. Look, man. The Crunchyroll ads have murdered me because of serving me 7 back-to-back Genshin Yunjin ads. I have problems with it. Was not sure it gets good, but some of the scenes were super not for you. Gotcha. I don't think I've read anything Chinese. I've read some Korean things. That's fair. And admittedly, this is... I have not consumed a lot of Chinese content either. I think most of what I have was... There was... Oh god, it was... What was it called? There was a Netflix show that was Daily Life of the Immortal King, I think? And man, was that a trip. Because the humor was just so off-kilter for, like, what I have come to expect both from, like, English-speaking media as well as, like, Japanese media, Korean media, and a whole bunch of other ones that I assumed would have a little bit more bridging the gap. But, man. See, yeah, I can see that. I actually left it, like, at its midpoint on Season 1, but since Netflix was taking away, decided to binge it, and, yeah, okay. Played Genshin for a while recently, but the amount it takes over your life was upsetting. Yeah, for me, Genshin is something, the same friends that are, that really enjoy the, MXTX novels, they both play a fair bit of Genshin, and, you know, I genuinely have come to enjoy the story. I just don't have the patience to sit through it for the most part, so they kind of help manage my account, and I occasionally bop around with them. it's the vibes. Oh, that anime, I need to watch that. It's interesting. The Daily Life of the Immortal King, I don't think it was good, but I really enjoy watching non-English content because I really enjoy watching things that are very different from what I have otherwise been exposed to. And if you're interested in just having a very different style of show to any that you have probably watched, highly recommend it. Someone recommended me Redo of a Healer. I don't talk to that person anymore. Oh dear. I've not heard of this one. Just watched Kakegurui last week. Season 1 was great, Season 2 was alright. The manga is better, I heard. Yeah, Kakegurui is... You will note... I'm sure you will note this because we've talked about stuff enough, but like, I have a very hard time calling something good and recommending it. So, Kakegurui, I don't know if I would call it good. It is definitely, as someone who really enjoys like the sort of like gambling aesthetics and whatnot, I had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, I have not heard if the manga is better or not, but I know where it is at the library I work at, so I can pick it up. Woohoo! Gotchas are oftentimes time intensive on a daily basis. Yep, which is why I don't put in time on a daily basis. I used to do that with Arknights. I still actually kind of do that with Arknights, but that's mostly because at this point I enjoy the roguelike mode. But yeah. Stopped watching it like episode 4 because a girl that wants to pull nails over a game of poker is weird. It is weird, but I don't know. Let's go gambling. Looked at the Shimeji simulation thumbnail. Yeah, no, I need to read this now. Yeah. She does it again later. Yeah. No. Gotta find the high stakes for things. If they do not say Zetsubo, it's a 0 out of 10. Zetsubo. Yeah, most things are good. I'm super hesitant to say things are great. Interesting. Gotcha. That's oh, okay. I think that's fair. I guess for me, if I say something is good, I typically want to say like this is something that I have very few reservations about. So if I tell you that I think something is good, I mean like that's great. But yeah, I think it's like, you know, good as like passable, I think is also a very reasonable way to talk about that. Friend is making you watch the prequel season and you're enjoying that? Ah. Yeah, I have the manga for that download, gonna read it first. Still need to watch the second season of Gambling Anime. Yeah, like it's I don't know, it definitely, I will agree, I feel like it's sort of tapered off, but I think that's true of a lot of the sort of like gambling-esque anime is like, I enjoy the vibes and the concept, but it's hard to actually like make that a sustainable plotline. I also, with anime specifically, I feel like I'm saying it's a 9 out of 10 if you ignore it. Yeah, yeah, the caveats are definitely a big thing. Like, one that I really like, I would not necessarily recommend to people, No Game, No Life. I really loved a lot about it. If you ignore the fact that I get really uncomfortable with the degree of sexualization of a character that is very much a minor, like, you know what? I can get behind some good old raunchy anime humor. The fact that it's the little sister, I'm like, I really wish there was less of that, because I like the rest of the vibes, but I'm a sucker for things that treat humanity as weak and use that as a strength, and that's awesome, but please, I adore Dress Up Darling, just skip a quarter of the show. I love the actual gambles. The overarching story is just alright, right? Yeah. So it goes with most anime, actually. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I will say, if anyone has recommendations for anime that, like, has very little of the loot aspects, I've got a friend who has not watched a lot of anime on the basis of the, like, the voice acting, and whatnot, like, gets them. They're like, no, cannot, very uncomfortable. And I'm like, and that's a really hard limit with it, but I'm like, once I thought, I pointed out Girls' Last Tour, which is probably my favorite show of all time. I'm like, that one I think is good. Maybe they enjoy the eating a little much, but like, it's not in that way. Violet Evergarden was the other big one that I could think of. I did also consider recommending Aria the animation, but that's like, Food Wars was hilarious if you skip the, Food Wars eating is, I haven't watched it, but I'm familiar. Just want romances and isekais, that's all I need in life. Shame those are the genres that have most degenerate ones, yeah. Yeah, I can't do the minor stuff. I get recommended a comedy romance manga called Dengeki Daisy. It was great if it weren't for a grown man seducing a high school. Yeah, yep. No, and that's, for me, Hunter x Hunter. Like, I could not handle Hunter x Hunter once it got to, like, Hisoka, like, being weird about Gon. I'm like, nope, no, like, No Game, No Life, it's one season, I was able to tolerate and sort of like, over that, and I would actually still probably watch more, but I don't know, Hunter x Hunter, it was just so much, I was not really enjoying it that much, and that just, Does gore count and or, no, so it's specifically, I don't know what VN is, but it's gore they're fine with. It's literally just the like, ecchi, the Japanese like erotic humor. They're just sort of like, nah, I am not here for this. If it's something that I'm going to feel weird about watching without headphones, it's probably not for me. Visual novels. Oh, I think visual novels would probably be fine. I'm mostly trying to like get them on some of the anime, because like there is some good anime out there that meets their qualifications, but I don't think I've even actually played any visual novels myself. Where are they willing to trade for no loot? Pretty much everything else is sort of on the table. It's just like that just really gets them, it seems. I want Johan to see Railgun first because that's how people usually find the series. However, a certain magical index has some rather cringe amount of fan service. Also, apparently bad adaptation in some aspects. So, Johan, when you finish Railgun, don't watch Index, read the Index manga, I see. Or Mob Psycho. That's true, I did just finish Mob Psycho, and that's fair. Attack on Titan is incredible and has zero degeneracy. You know what? That is fair. I kind of forgot about that because I was thinking a little bit about some of the like words. The like fan dubbing of that, which is very much not that. And that's fair. Once you get to like the big overarching plot twist about Attack on Titan, it really lost me, but up until then, it had some stuff I really liked. I really enjoyed Irwin and whatnot. Boku no Pico, I have heard some things about, if it's the one I'm thinking about, but, it is me, the actual fluffy cat pug for the next 12-ish minutes, huzzah! Great timing, we're talking about non-lewd anime. Thank you for the hydrate, Robert. Has a lot more fan service including, okay, interesting. If you need me, no you don't, fair enough. People said Hisoka was weird. I thought it was overstated. He literally just says it like, oh yeah, no, like I could not. And like I admit, I am like, while streaming, I try to like, I try to be a little, I try to be very intentional with my language and a little bit more with my humor and whatnot, because, you know, I've recognized that I've slipped into the habits of, you know, like swearing a lot more and like, oh, maybe making more sexual jokes that is maybe healthy with friends, of just like, you get into the grooves of like hanging out with other young adults. Yeah, streaming does that to you. Well, but see, that's streaming. I'm trying very intentionally. I've been getting better because of streaming, because I've like, this is something where I'm going to be talking for hours each day. I want to be very intentional and reduce the amount that I swear and such. So even if it doesn't come across that I'm like okay with these things, I'm fine with this stuff. Bob, is you extreme? I don't know. Oh yeah, no, the person who made this should ironically be in prison. Oh yeah, no, so it is the one that I'm thinking about. I have not watched it. I have only heard it on the basis of reputation. I would not look into that, Nobo. Like, the things I have heard about it are legitimately just kind of gross. Fair, I'm the opposite. I've become so comfortable on stream, I just say what comes to mind and forget I'm live. And I think that's probably a very entertaining, I mean, it feels like we're just hanging out when watching, so, yeah. What do you mean? I mean, it's, to my knowledge, it is hentai correctly, and it is into stuff that is illegal in a number of places, I believe. Stuff that is just like, no, you know what? I am very much for freedom of expression. I think that art isn't it also isn't an anime, it's a hentai, yeah, that people actually know the name of for some reason. Yep. Robert has no idea what's happening. Basically, it's a whole bunch of adult stuff taken to levels that are socially not okay beyond, like, oh haha, to like, ugh. Because, like, look, I am all for artistic freedom and expression, and I'm not necessarily, I have not watched it, I'm not going to be like, oh, that needs to be banned in every way and sense, but like, it's, I have not engaged I have not engaged with it, so I don't know. The couple of things that I'm aware of, like, ugh, it is something where people are allowed to make art so long as it is not necessarily, like, directly harmful to people, but it sounds like stuff that I have zero desire to engage with personally. Yes, enjoy Shimeji, which, by what I have seen of it, is lovely. Yeah, and it's good that Robert has no idea what's happening. But yeah, no, it is something that Johan says, probably don't. Anyway, Hollowed Forest is actually happening. Yes! Never mind. Yay, the motivation is back. Amazing! Love that for you. Love that for us, really. Someday we will return to the Baba. And we will get to see the lovely spooky Halloween vibes. It's not a probably, it's a definitely. Okay. Because most of my knowledge of it comes from I distinctly remember, like, one podcast that had, like, a brief tangent into, like, this is a truly horrendous thing, and I remember vaguely a couple of the things they mentioned with it, so I'm like, yeah. But yeah. It's the Hollowed Forest looks very lovely, especially because, like, yet another great example of Baba Is You being used for the types of games that you would not think Baba Is You would necessarily be able to make, but it, like, there's text. It looks like a sort of like a little adventure game, which I'm very, very intrigued by. Baba as a game engine is such, like, I guess, as with a number of things, Baba, I do enjoy playing some of the stuff, but, like, it's one of those things that I really enjoy in concept, even if sometimes, like, my personal experience with it is, playing Baba Is You themed Celeste map the other day. I forget how dumb I am a lot. Oh, if you ever want to feel smarter, just go back and watch some of my VODs of the Baba streams, and you will feel like a fucking genius. Text boxes go brrr. Yes. Baba, the way to summon Nobo from Shimeji Station, or Simulation. But yeah, no, like, I think I've rambled about it at least once before, but, when I say, like, an album title or, like, a book title that sounds super promising and then doesn't deliver, would you guys, is that something that, like, is an understood thing when I say it? Motivation? Yeah, so I don't have that anymore, apparently. Pug stole it. Ah, I see. It's like the, oh, what's the name? The Grey Eye? The Grey Sisters? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Because, yeah, genuinely, I love collecting stuff like that, because it's like, at some point, I wonder if I can, like, execute on it. But that's, I think that's sort of, like, the concept of a lot of the Baba stuff. I'm like, yo, this is sick. I am way too stupid for this, but it's super cool to, like, hear about and know that people are doing it. I still think one of my favorite examples of that, though, is, I really love a band called Clutch that does sort of, like, southern US, sort of, like, southern blues rock. And so, some of it just very good, very sort of distinct singing style, and very interesting lyrical choices. But they've got one album called Book of Bad Decisions, which has some good songs on it. But when you hear Book of Bad Decisions, at least to me, knowing some of their other stuff, I expected like this sort of like serious, slow building, brooding Southern rock album. And it's like fast-paced pulp sci-fi things are like the topic matter. It's just like, no! I can point to some of your other songs that would fit better on this album with that title. I got into puzzle games not recently, and goddamn, I'm just not very intelligent, and I got into puzzle games recently, and goddamn, I'm just not very intelligent. Yeah, so running joke on this channel here is, I constantly say, I'm not really that into puzzle games. I've played a lot of puzzle games, because a lot of the folks have come here because of Abba Is You, which I thought was going to be a one-week play experience. And so then we ended up playing some stuff like Lingo. And you know what? I'm genuinely surprised by how well I have done at some of them, but no, I feel that. You fool, you dolt. True. It did change my life. Favorite puzzle streamer. Ayo. Oh, bought your first vinyl last week. Found your favorite album and it wasn't too expensive. Nice, yeah, Tim is definitely a person to talk to about that. Also, fun fact about the text boxes. I've coded an entire system where I can set the text, current character icon, and object movement through 3 different arrays, which makes it a lot easier to move. Oh my god, hell yeah. We love building tools for it. Sick! That's awesome, Pug. Bought a new book in England called The Book That Wouldn't Burn. No idea what it is, but the title sounds so interesting. Yeah, and I hope it holds up. Came here for Baba, stayed for Johan, slowly losing his mind. Hey! But again, did I lose my mind, or just mind gone to begin with? Said Johan while playing Celeste, a puzzle platformer. Petro-Draconic Apocalypse. That's a great title. It isn't a puzzle game when I play it. I just Google the solution. True, and I've got chat if I need it. Yeah, throw it into a fire, test. I mean, I guess if the fire is less than 451 Fahrenheit, King Gizzard mentioned. Oh, okay. I have not kept up enough with King Giz to know that that was that. Smell, but the band wasn't in 2020. Yeah, no, we do know King Giz, but yeah, didn't know that one. Gotcha. Came here for Lingo, stay for Johan. Yay! You know the album, I always forget the name, is insane. I don't. No, that's, I still think the only King Giz that I've actually, like, sat down and really listened to is Infest the Rat's Nest, because that was very much up my alley. But, also, in fairness, King Giz is something that I learned about in this, like, weird past couple of years where I have just had such a hard time getting myself to listen to new music, so it's like, I will get there at some point, but Petro-Draconic Apocalypse or Dawn of Eternal Night and the Merciless something of Damnation. Hell yeah. Yeah, you might have some trouble getting through the start of Hollowed Forest if I finish it, because there are puzzles that use some shenanigans with the fear verb. I feel like we've interacted with fear a little bit. I feel like we've dealt with some fear shenaniganery. I don't know if it's well enough, but mayhaps. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not a big music person, but your friends are, so I'm trying really hard. Finally listened to Pimp a Butterfly this week. Huh. I love when people talk about music that I have zero context for. I've never heard of Pimp a Butterfly, but I'm delighted by this name as well. Twitch Mobile still shows afterward as the blurry background when in TikTok mode. Oh my god. The first day of school. I got a girlfriend. Most successful introvert ever. Hey. Bum 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 bum. Fear is if feared object is adjacent to fearful object. Fearful object moves one space away from the fear. That sounds about right. Yeah, because it's something fears something. Yeah, and then it's sort of it's push at a distance, right? A Butterfly is the Kendrick album that won him a Pulitzer Prize. Ah, Kendrick Lamar? Question mark? That's a famous Kendrick associated with music whose name I have heard. Correct? Okay. Yeah. 28th of October, baby. I mean, this is the product of me trying random things with fear and being like, huh, that was weird. I should make a puzzle with it. And then just like that 4 times. That sounds about right. Little music artist TGK just released his new EP called Mute Button Only. Oh my god, right, blah. This is what, like the 3rd time being reminded that you released new songs and I have not brain. Hold up. Phone. Or actually, hold up. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Good. Not doxing myself with that. Phew. We're adding to my task list. Listen to TGK album. Aha! There we go. I've taken to making a little list of things to remember. Can we get a reaction real quick? Maybe, I guess? So it's just on Spotify? We can do that at the break. We can listen to a couple real quick. Yeah. It's like the 5th time where I go make the first level in the pack and end up making the hardest puzzle in the pack somehow. Hey, yeah. So we'll do that right before we transition to Rain World. We can get just a little sampling. Luckily, don't have copyright on it. Ayo. Blah. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, priority of movement of fear? Yeah, that's... If I could ever fully comprehend the priority order of Baba, that might also help me a bit, but I don't think I am ever going to put in that effort. I'll play Rain World at some point. It's a very interesting game. Yeah. It's Rain World has been super cool. I really enjoy the environment, and it does not like to be. It is not a nice game to you, but it's very interesting to bop around in. So yeah, if you like exploration for the sake of exploration, I think you 100% should. Song request redeems to add songs to the queue for your stream. Oh, I'm sure it's some sort of tool. I know there are several tools that can manage that, but Rain World is apathetic to you playing it. Yeah, that's actually a very good way for doing that. Anyway, my time for being here is ended. Scheduling is annoying. No! I will say, with Wednesdays, I will have more time for the next couple of weeks. Ayo! Nice! And that's bye-bye! Farewell! That's particularly good that it's Wednesdays, because I have not mentioned yet, but I might not be able to stream this next Monday. I will be able to do Wednesday, but October was just apparently the month of transitions in my life, and yes, I did see the transition joke, haha. October is the month of transitions for me. Although that, speaking of that in a slightly more funny way, it's been a little while since I've done like proper nail painting. And I've got some black nail polish, so I should work on that. Mondays do not exist with free time. Well then, baba. Or not baba, but not as much of a deal to you. Alright, fairly well, Pug. Thanks for popping in as always. If you haven't experienced a game which is apathetic towards you, do so. Heyo. Either that or just Nightbot song request you're gonna use, yeah. Oh, Lumia streamed for that. Realistically, I'm just going to play Celeste instead. Finally switch from a PS4 controller to a leverless fighting game controller to reduce hand pain. I gotcha. Yeah, so brief history on my Celeste, which everyone else has been told ad nauseum. But I did play Celeste for about like half an hour a few years ago when I first purchased it. But I was using a keyboard and that was a terrible experience. But now I've got an Xbox controller, which is what I have learned and am comfy with. So, waha. Might make a Halloween level pack too? Sick. That would be mighty cool. Pump. And yeah, I really need to find, like, I need to continue Nier Automata, because I really want to see what more that game has to offer. But then on top of that, I'm also like, got to do March speed runs, and before Halloween, I really want to play Crooked Man. I think I'm getting to that point where it's the like choice paralysis. There we go. That's the word for it. Where you're just like sitting there. It's like, okay, so I could work on the like little bit of like game dev practice. I could go record something. If I'm going to record something, what I could also be doing at, you know, X, Y, or Z other things, and then you just sort of sit there staring at your hands going, why can't I just pick one? Do something rather than nothing. Yeah, it sucks on keyboard, but also what most top players use. Gotcha. Or I could lay in bed, panicking. Exactly. I also finally finished a year-long grind in Celeste and got the final level deathless. Wow, that's... damn. Doing Celeste deathless is mind-blowing to me. That is incomprehensible. What? No! But yeah, no, yeah, just the, like, sitting there going, I don't... just sit here, panicking, getting nothing done, and then beating myself up afterwards for not doing anything and just panicking. Ayo. Oh, no! It was miserable, but it's over now. Good. And do you feel accomplished? Because if you do, probably worth it. Oh my god. Don't be so wide about it has got to be the funniest and stupidest visual gag you've seen in manga this week. Ayo. No, I got too scared. I kept dying on it earlier that day, so I'm still grinding it. Oh my god. There ain't no rest for the deathless? Ah! No. No. Wow, the timing on that is not great. And if you come up short, you kind of lock yourself out, because you kind of need to bounce off the edge. Wow, I feel you, Sorbet. Haven't even attempted Golden Strawberry on most of the A plus B levels, so you're much better than you. Gotcha. Just gonna argue that WG with MB. I love abbreviation where I'm just like, this feels like going to some sort of like technical conference where you are not an expert in the field. So you're just like sitting in on like a quantum mechanics symposium, and they're just like talking about like, you know, a Higgs field, and you know, oh yeah, you know, I can't even come up with enough terminology to just throw out there, but you're just like, I'm sure this is all fascinating. I have not a clue. That's the point. Obfuscate knowledge. Oh no, certainly. And like, this is not a like, oh, stop it. This is a, I genuinely kind of enjoy just like seeing that. I don't get anything out of it, but it's really funny that you guys can have a conversation that I have no way of understanding, even though it's ostensibly in English. Playlist of the best track from every album you like? Hell yeah. Me copying the link, copy link address, there we go. Because my Spotify is my personal Spotify, so, or at least the one that's open. Some of the acronyms here are helping to avoid spoilers, like if you knew what MB was, yeah, no, certainly, I'm very aware of this, we've talked about these things. Like, I still don't know what a golden strawberry is, but that is one that I've heard enough that I've like come to understand. But it's very, I enjoy that there are, I enjoy it when there are things that people can use to communicate that I can't understand. See the Spotify Wrapped? Maybe? Probably. Because I don't think it does too much personally identifiable info. It will, I will say, it's not going to be super reflective of what I listen to. Because I mostly listen to music on YouTube, not even like with the fancy thing. I just literally pull up the YouTube video. So like, I enjoy my Wrapped, and that's actually the biggest part of why I do listen to music on Spotify is typically to like do a little bit for my Wrapped, but yeah, it is not typically representative of my music taste, unfortunately. Served very well for spoiler. Yeah, no, 100%. For instance, in LC, did you use 27th for GCS? Ah! Yeah, but, like, I don't understand that, and that's good, because you're trying to make sure that I'm not getting that info, because, you know, it's... Oh! No! No! The furthest I've gotten, and I thought the laundry was a landing pad. Oh. Spotify Wrapped is gonna be a mess with song requests? Oh my god. That's actually kind of great in its own way. Artists you were listening to got their stuff on Spotify? See, okay, here's the thing. A lot of the bands I really enjoy have actually been getting stuff taken off of Spotify. Like, I love Gaelic Storm. Gaelic Storm is so awesome. Lovely little sort of like Celtic folk band. It's not like actual folk, but they do stuff in a sort of like folksy style. And one of my favorite albums of theirs is The Boathouse, which wasn't on Spotify. And just the other day I was going through my liked. It turns out they took Bring Your Wellies off, which was one of the other ones I liked. I was like, God damn it. This is not the direction that the service is supposed to be going. I'm supposed to get more of the things I like, not less. But yeah, no, it's like at some point I did recently learn about apparently you can do like a jam session if you pay for premium, so that you can like listen to the same playlist at the same time as a friend, which like of all of the things that I've seen for paying for Spotify Premium, that is perhaps one of the things that I'm like, this might get me. But yeah, no. Well, I've recently been it's been, oh god, it's been like half a year since he streamed, but my friend Tanner, or Tansoon, who I did a couple of like golf with friends streams early on, as just like a, hey, let's learn to stream together, because he was interested in it, and then just sort of ran out of time. He and I occasionally will play some Battlegrounds duos on Hearthstone, and we've been trying to put together some playlists for each of the like creature types there. So just yeah, they aren't like thematically cohesive as far as sound goes, but they are songs that have to do with that have to go with a lot of the ones that have to do with the like different creature types. So like a dragon playlist, an undead playlist. Naga and Murloc are both a little weird, but yes, dash it and do not forget. My big thing was I overshot the platform because I wanted to get on top to recharge the dash and then jump and dash, but I just kind of went over the platform and yeah. Or I mean, no, that wasn't me having trouble. I did just forget. Definitely. We are going a little further more consistently, though. Which, in fairness, may have something to do with not thinking quite so hard about manga and anime, but... but... No! I am also realizing, like, if we miss the jump, we can go there because we recharge the dash, which helps. What? You haven't played with a flying AA battery? Wah. Bleh. I know. Like, I typically just catch and go outside and catch them with a net. Playing a couple expert maps today because I need to learn how to reverse on your new controller. Whoa. Well, obviously, you just flip the controller around. Oh dear. Be right back? No worries. Obligation. Boop. Aha. Oh. It's like, oh, just catch the little cheeky edge there. Oh. You know, it's always like very satisfying when you rotate your neck and you get like the good crack and pop and you're like, yeah, that feels good, but also, oh dear God, my neck should not be making those noises. Posture check. Yeah, far more obscure. I finally did a Kasusted Fooper today. Oh, yeah, no, we have certainly heard about the, you know, Kasusted Fooper and Kawoosted something. Yeah, no. Just, they get so goofy, which is truly a delight, but also, why though? Also, and a lot. I have at one point I was told that I sound like a Minecraft villager sometimes, which, oh boy, let me tell you. Now there's a hit to your ego. Make goofy sounds that people just have to deal with. This is also true. There are, like, you guys get some very special Johan noises for the like intro sounds and the break sounds, but there are some noises that I just like make when I'm feeling like deeply comfortable around people, because they're noises I typically make when I'm just on my own to like provide background noise, and I am amazed that anyone tolerates me. Love the acronyms. RCB being more or less unrelated to a normal CB is dumb. CB radio. It's autumn. How the hell is it this hot? Good question. Points to how the atmosphere is doing. Mayhap. Back huzzah! For a single image will do. Right around when we give a little sample listen to the new TGK albums. Yeah, it depends on where you're at. I will say where I'm at, there have been a couple of like unseasonably warm days, which I find miserable. It's turning brown, getting rain outside. I love autumn. Hell yeah. It is indeed my favorite season. Boop. Like, look, I legitimately, if you start in autumn and then you go to winter, and like autumn to winter to spring to summer is both a great cycle and also my favorite to least favorite seasons in order. Got someone else to play the drums to the whole new EP? He had a great time. See, now the ellipses there give me some questions. Ah! Aw, thank you so much. Autism. What? Bah. We're getting storms from the hurricane that y'all had hitting that Atlantic. Oh, the storm down in like what is that, southeastern US? Fun times. Dot dot. Come on, Johan. Lock in. Wah. Nope. I'm like, okay, I don't want to land on the dust bunny, and I fell just a little too short. I can't quite seem to Goldilocks this level. Okay. There we go. Okay. 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 Bruh. We did the thing. More room. Oh, okay, so, gotta back and forth this. Blah. But timing is going to be interesting. Or, hear me out, what if you just ignore all good sense about timing? Ah! Did 100% brute force until the luck worked out. Hot damn. Room has very much helped with secret tech, oh dear. Well, I think I'm kind of in Tim's boat of, we're cracking some hashes today, boys. Ah! No! Wait. Girl with the blonde hair and appetite spotted. Nobo, is this Yuri? What? No. Definitely haven't heard anything about Shimeji Simulation having Cheeto and Yuri as background characters. No! That would be absolutely ludicrous. Blah. Sorry, that's fellow girls last tour enjoyer. There's not many. Bop. I've been genuinely surprised by how many things I've recommended to people that they've like eventually consumed, but I have not gotten hardly anyone else to watch Girls' Last Tour, other than like people I've actively sat down and gone like, we will watch this together. Which I would like to get more people watching it. It's just it's a very lovely little thing. I think very healing. Blah. Reference to Girls' Last Tour having cameos completely in hopelessness. A bit of a stretch, yes. That's a ball. That's a ball. No! Corner boots. These boots were made for cornering. Bet. Okay. Come on. Trying to work this up. No, Tim, that's CBT. Cognitive behavioral therapy. Or certified behavior technician? Or, CBS, isn't that? Oh, isn't there a, like, public broadcast network that's CBS in the US, or maybe in Canada? Chess Battle Advanced, yes, CBA. Sure, you pay attention to the end bit. Oh dear, well, it looks like it's going to be a lot of going over and then dashing right at the end. And normally I would not correct a good acronym joke like that, but I don't know. CBT already has so many. It feels like, you know, gotta leave it to the au naturel. Central Bureau for Statistics in the Netherlands. Hell yeah. Ah. Central Bureau for Statistics. I mean, I guess it makes sense to have one. Do they establish anything about, like, the correct minimum p-value for doing hypothesis testing? Because, goddamn, it really bothered me to find out that, like, internationally there is not a standard for that. Like, sorry, let me rephrase that. There are several standards for p-value thresholds, but there's not, like, a regulatory body, so it's all just sort of like, no. They just have all the survey results of any government stuff and all the data. Oh, okay, so it's doing like records requests of like, hey, I want to know how many followers of the Jedi faith we have in the Netherlands. No. Bureau, or at least a bureau is typically just like a government organization. Oftentimes, oftentimes they do things, but like, yeah. I guess they can also just be repositories. Boop. Because I believe that bureau is just the same root word as like bureaucratic or bureaucracy, so it's just like an organization that has structure. Oh, they even do the surveys. Oh, okay. Well then, yes, that very much makes sense as a bureau. So they are out surveying and maintain the records. Oh no! Oh man! Well, hey, at least we touched the stamina crystal. We might put a pin in this today. We'll see. Like I've got a little more in me to be pushing here, but give up. Gonna do. Oh, look at that timing. We're both hitting the end of our tolerance. What? Oh, we need to grab it, go over to the right, and then go. I see puzzles. Boop. Bonk my little head. Just neutral jump, Johan. Just estimates my head. I mean, we did learn how to neutral jump, but that does not seem like a great... Correct me if I'm wrong, but neutral jumping on a wall that has a sliding thing that can kill you does not seem like a, optimal move? It seems actually, in fact, like a... move that can be very bad for your health. Blah. Blah. I'm bouncing off walls. Neutrals are broken in every situation. Well, we have found a lot of occasion to use them. Bah. Why did I just bah when I'm scared? Is it that I actually secretly really love Baba Is You and I want to return to its safety and comfort? No! Is asleep confirmed? Yes. A sheep. I don't know, I kind of like just bawling aggressively when you're falling asleep. Instead of snoring, you just go, or I can't, like, that did not sound good whatsoever, but... I just need to make sure that I can fall a sheep. Suddenly reminded of seeing a post about it being good to peel your sheeps, which, like, I was aware of, but I do very much enjoy the phrasing of peel your sheeps. Me thinking about how thick my hair gets. Yeah, no, I can relate to needing to be peeled. I'll record it, and Johan predicted all of our text. Wahahaha. Yeah, didn't you know? It's the strong psychic abilities. Bah! Have you ever actually interacted with Johan live? Aw. It gets really scary when it comes to, like, the Wikipedia races, because, like, trying to, like, guess ahead of time the things that people are gonna ask about. But we get there. Blah! I've been watching, I know we've talked a little bit about, like, Tom Scott before. Fantastic channel, highly recommend. Anyone watched his, like, technical difficulties stuff where he's doing some things with friends, typically like little game shows, a number of which are based around Wikipedia articles? Because I've been rewatching both, Two of These People Are Lying and Citation Needed, and I want to think about those concepts and see if I can adapt those for myself and just, like, get some folks together, because watch them? Hell yeah. I don't know, like, I love the idea of just, like, basically just the opportunity to, like, share the knowledge of something. Like his podcast Lateral, see clips of it on TikTok all the time. Oh, is he, I remember when he was trying that out, I was watching the YouTube videos of it. I didn't realize that he continued it as a podcast. That's super sick. Yeah, Lateral is very interesting because it gets that, like, trivia aspect of it, but with some very interesting, like, oh, yeah, I genuinely would not have thought about that as the reason. And I love those kind of, like, clever solutions to just life problems. Like, the, one that I very much remember from Lateral is, talking about there was a company that was worried about a lot of people basically stealing. Ooh! Okay, focused. Sorry. Hell yeah. We will probably. I think that's probably a good triumph for Celeste today. So we'll take a little bit, chill out with some Spotify music, and do some Rain World. But yeah, this seems very, very spooky. But yeah, we got through what? That was like 3 sections in 2 hours. Definitely, definitely a good rate, right? Boop boop boop. There we go. Room isn't actually too bad. I believe you. But yeah, we'll deal with that on probably Wednesday. Check Discord for funny image. Will do. Just happen to have my oscilloscope with me today, anime manga woman. Love that they had one that I think every Dutch person knew instantly. But yeah, no, like I love this basically. Well, broadcast a signal that only the folks who are using the thing to unscramble it will get, and have them send in for a free T-shirt. Thank you much, Sorbet. Yeah, like we made some progress, and that's what's good. You have lyrics for the new songs. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, yes, yep. Don't be so wide about it. 10 out of 10 visual gag. It's about shooting a bird in a big hall and everyone being kind of happy about it. Shooting a bird in a big hall and everyone being kind of happy about it. Ooh, okay. So why would everyone be happy about shooting a bird in a big hall? Like, okay, obviously, first you would go to like some sort of hunting thing. Um, Forget the exact details like dates and stuff. Oh yeah, no, that's I'm I'm terrible because I love history and like interconnecting things, but I have so much trouble um like placing when things happened and whatnot, and it's like, oh god. Um, so TGK. Yeah, so like my brain would immediately go to hunting. Yeah, think about it on break. Will do. Oh, hey, thank you very much for the follow, Sorbet. I keep wanting Sorbet Baby, but it's Babsy. So thank you very much for the follow, Sorbet. I'm glad that you had a good time hanging out. And me, when I click the button, hey. But yeah, very much hope. Good luck with all of the uni stuff. I don't know if you're sticking around or not, but hope that it goes well, because it can be stressful, but I trust in your ability to get through it. Yes, there is indeed a Discord. Okay. Sort baby. For the lyrics? Ah, okay. Still here, just loaded up. Wait 1 moment. I'm trying to open the link. There we go. So covered. Slay the Spire so brain rot means you'll talk less. No worries. And Slay the Spire, fantastic game. I think I've only played it once on stream, but I have put a lot of time into that. One question before you get too deep into it. Do you have like a strong preference for like character to main, or because I'm very much silent, which you can tell by Ascension 20 silent, Ascension 10 Watcher and Ironclad, and then like I think Ascension 5 Defect. Hate it when I first played it, put over 100 hours in the last 3 weeks. Ayo, it grew on you. Okay, we've got lyrics. Boop, boop, boop. I'm already terrified. So TGK artist, discography, mute button only on Thursdays. Ascension 18 on silent. My next best is 4 on Watcher, but recently you're adoring Defect. Defect is super fun. I like it, he's my least played, but I love the orb strat. And doing all of the like power cycling. But yeah, I'm glad to see a fellow silent. All right. So we are listening to, so for context, for anyone who doesn't know, but I mean, look, it's Johan's stream. Most people probably do. You state the defect. Yeah, I struggled a lot Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Whoop. Oh, fascinating. It shrunk itself? Can we get a read? Sure, we can do a read. I was a Watcher main until I saw the light. Yes. Yeah, Watcher is really cool and can be very powerful, but I don't know, Silent Man? Hell yeah. I think I'm gonna okay, so the context, Silver. Silver Fillet, also known as TGK, creator of Marsh, fantastic game we've played on stream. Love it dearly, has a banger soundtrack, has apparently dropped a new album, prepping for March 2. These are apparently lyrics for the songs, and we probably won't listen through the whole thing, but we'll definitely listen to little bits and pieces of them, get a quick little reaction before we take a break and head over to Rain World. I think I'm gonna poo in my headphones. Not from March 2? Oh, okay. So this is just an album? Hell yeah. I think I'm gonna poo in my headphones. I think I'm going to poo in my headphones. And cruise through the town on my bike. I think I'm gonna poo in my headphones. And cruise through the town on my bike. Moist. Nya, nya. I think I'm gonna poo in my headphones. And cruise through the town on my bike. Nya, nya, nya. Moist. Why the word moist? Yeah, I guess so, apparently. I think I'm gonna poo in my headphones, and cruise through the town on my bike. Moist. I think I'm gonna poo in my headphones, and cruise through the town on my bike. Next one. Santa swims in a rusty ink pot on the weekends. Hey! The Johann reference. Santa swims in a rusty ink pot on the weekends. Yeah, yeah. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah, yeah. This is new music. What do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? Yeah. This is new music. This is new music. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah. What do you want for Christmas? This is feeling like a trip to read. And I will say, Dingo Lingo, hear me out. What if this ends up, what if someone makes a like tiny like marsh-based lingo? So all of them are variations on white blocks, but you add a slight new mechanic based with you instead of like exclamation points, you have like different marsh faces or the different customizables maybe. I feel like there's something there. And then I know this is not marsh, but you know, bring in some of this for like word puzzles. um okay, so top lines are the titles. Okay. So next up we've got You Know What? I Might As Well Be in the Thick of It by TGK. And haters gonna hate, naysayers gonna nay. Oof. And haters gonna hate, and haters gonna hate, naysayers gonna naysay, yeah. And haters gonna hate. Oof, 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 oof. From the screen to the ring, to the pen to the king, where's my crown? That's my bling, always drama when I ring. See, I believe that if I see it in my heart. Wait, okay, hold up. Are these are these separate or no? These are separate. Oh god. uh Fascinating. Next up we've got It's Giving Milk and White Chocolate Button Vibes. Yeah. Bow, bow, bow. Oh god, so many bow. We got Johan singing KSI before GTA 6. Shake my head. Wait, what? KSI? Isn't KSI like a YouTuber? Question mark? Something something boxing with Logan Paul? Um Last part is a sample from KSI's new song. I see. Okay. I didn't know they did music. SMH my head on God, for real, for real. Oh god. I feel This may perhaps be the most like, hello fellow kids, how do you do, that I have done in a while. CP will blow your mind, I'm so afraid. So we've got a bunch of and bow, 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 bow. More please, I'm begging you, please, I'm bow, 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 ad nauseum. Please, I'm begging you, please. Bow, 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 please, I'm begging you, please. It's fine. I just learned the magic words to fit in. Hawk twa, am I right? Yeah, skibbity Ohio Rizzler, my fellow homie folks. Johan OK emote. And this is what will make sure that I don't get any other sort of job. It's Hocktober, or Hocktober, oh god. So October, but Hocktober? Time for spooky season? Oh god. Greeptober? I'm in pain. Got called old in a Celeste stream. I'm literally not even 20 yet. Oh, the pain. I think the oldest I have felt on stream so far was, I forget who it was, but someone talking about the Skull meme song and it just being the opening guitar riff to Bad to the Bone. That made me turn to dust. You also didn't until recently. Bro needs to greep his Geordi? I feel like that's somehow offensive. Skull meme song. I just that made me feel so old. From the ink to the pot to the spirit to the stream, where's my pen? Where's my ink? Always splashes when I write. See, I believe. Someone said I was old because I don't use demo dash button to hyper. Like I'm old because I do Celeste stack different to you? Oh god. Okay, DJ will send you to detention. Bow, 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 bow. Oh, DJ, 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 DJ. Yo, 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 yo. Her DJ. Her DJ. I don't know. I think I'm most terrified and intrigued by its giving milk and white chocolate button vibes, because that seems like just a lot of noise. The ultimate 8-year-old funny song. Oh god, it runs out. What do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Chris? What do you want for Christmas? I'm so afraid. Let's listen to a few of these. So this is I Think I'm Gonna Poo in My Headphones. This was not the sound that I was expecting. Wow. Exactly, that's normal. I've been playing since like 6 months after I came out. Or since I came out. So it's just how I and most people learned. Or wait, no. Hold on, it or I, which is hit sorbet. But like, yeah, this definitely does. This does more for my brain. Like, looking at the lyrics. Both. But yeah, like, looking at the lyrics, I would not have expected this, but like, I can follow along. I don't know if I can. But like that came together a lot better. Like, because you layer the stuff a lot. Okay. So this is the Johan song. Oh, ding-a-ling, okay. Oh dear god, that laughter.
This is new music.
It is very true. This is new music. What's the horse? Rip from March to Scrap. Oh, okay. So this is, oh, there's some aspects of outtakes of March here. A little bit like Pink Floyd's The Final Cut. What you want for Christmas? Well, that comes up later, right? So you've got some things referencing. So next up is, you know what? I might as well be in the thick of it. Arf. Oh no, it's an ad. No, hold up. Mute ad in case it's got. I mean, in fairness, I do get locally relevant ads to the place that I'm trying to convince the internet that I'm from, but still trying to minimize it somewhat. Where the lobster at? What lobster? What lobster? Johan, the copywriter. No, it's not copyright reasons. It's just, I don't know. It's multiple layers of defense, right? I want to try and make you guys think that I'm from a particular place. At the same time, still making that less accessible is good. All right, gonna head to bed. Do you want to answer the lateral question? I would love the answer to that, please. Tell him to bring out the whole ocean. The copy wronger, yes. Tell him to bring out the mallows. Bring out the mallows, boys. Another. I still have no clue. I mean, I guess my brain has been operating on, I think I'm gonna poo in my headphones, but like,
people are all about trying.
Oh wait, no, audio ad. No, that was back. Yeah, leave me on a cliffhanger until next Wednesday. Can I figure it out? Yeah, like, it's not hunting. Could be maybe like skeet shooting. Maybe there's some sort of like festival, or maybe it's a hyperbole. Okay, you know what? I might as well be in the thick of it. This has, oh god. But this has got the you're right. I forgot about channel point rewards. Thank you. I will get that going over the break. But this has the same bounciness as some of the March soundtracks, which is interesting. Yeah, instrumentals are just unused stuff, but yeah. Alright, so in the early 2000s, we used to have a thing on TV every year called Domino Day, where a team would attempt to break the record for most dominoes falling over. It would be very hype and beautiful. I would recommend looking it up on YouTube. I'm intrigued. Okay. That's some good rest tip. I will absolutely look that up. I will let you know what I think. And one year a bird got loose in the hall. They had to shoot it. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's giving milk and white chocolate vibes. Oh, this is way fun. You're not having that. Oh yeah, no, this is a trip. This isn't usual, but sometimes things go there. It's hard because the sound I don't know the sound balance. Because I hear it at a louder volume than you guys are hearing it. Alright, good night, Tim. Thank you for the lovely, lovely lore drop. I will absolutely have to look that up. Get some good rest. Bow, bow, bow. Is that a belch effect? When the dogs please stop barking. The instrumental was actually on the OST for a while. Gotcha. In the thin of it. Now it's not. Oh wait. It's just talking. This isn't in the lyrics. Spooky. This is going to tell us about. See, this is going to tell us about. Yeah, I was going to say, going to tell us about the marsh lore. Whatever. I forget what we found in the Kahoot. I can go look it up though. I'm in the thick of it. Everybody knows.
DJ.
Yes, DJ.
DJ.
This is. You know the old
DJ.
It's games like Nightmare and whatnot where you would put on like a CD and it would like tell you what to do at various points. I want, instead of yes my gatekeeper, yes my DJ. Nice, okay. The light it's DJ. And the final, the ultimate 8-year-old funny song. I'm not 8 years old, so I'm curious how this will play out. Will it make me laugh? Okay. Ah, there we go. What do you want for Christmas? DJ, the DJ. Oh, fitting in all the rest of them. Okay. Interesting. I will openly admit, Silver, this is not the type of thing I would typically listen to, but I am intrigued. I am fascinated. This feels like getting on a flight to Australia and ending up in Austria and them just like pranking you so hard. Now you can call it garbage. No, it's like legitimately. I'm intrigued. You made it in an hour. Even if you made it in an hour, this is better than I could do. I'm not gonna call it garbage. It's legitimately it's very interesting compared to stuff that, like, if someone sat me down and said this is music, I would look at them like they were crazy, but also go like, can you show me more of this? Can you show me more things so that I can get some concept to like match this against? Have your friend make stuff like this and always goes so hard? Yeah, like I don't know if that's going to make it into my normal rotation, but I can think of at least 2 people that I'm going to like, you might be interested in this. Give this a listen. Because they are into more like sort of experimental things. What if this EP got dissected and there was huge lore behind it? Yes. Reminds me of the most unwanted music, which is an experience. Okay. Well, it's like you tend to do stuff with a fair bit of intentionality, which I'm curious, but I also know that this was something where you're like, yo, give me names. The titles are sort of random. So I don't know. I do need to listen more to the little talking bit and see if there's anything I can glean from that. But like I'm intrigued by it. Yeah, this is not something that I'm necessarily going to listen to much more. It's not necessarily something where I'm like, yo, that's a banger. But there are people I know who I think this would probably fit well with, and I'm intrigued, especially if you make more stuff like right up this alley. Because like I love the Marsh soundtrack. I love it. I'm curious if you do more stuff in this like vein, what insights we will gain. So thank you. And also the lyrics, because I swear I would not have understood a decent chunk of that otherwise. Thank you very much. I am curious. Please, I'm begging you. This is the Marsh Mind, about to die in Marsh 2, and this is the the evil final boss, and the bow 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 is the sound of the hero to save the day, and the DJ is about the memory of the special DJ friend Marsh, met along the way in an unknown city name. Oh! Interesting. So we've got some lore. The bow 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 is the song, is the sound of the hero to save the day. So does that mean, because bow bow bow, that makes me think of oh, what's its name? The little aliens, like Squirm? Squirm. Is Squirm going to save the day? Who knows? Scrappa scrappa scrappa. Alrighty. We are going to be taking a 3-minute break before we come back with some Rain World. At some point, I need to come up with my own background, because I also don't know the copyright for this one. But I've seen this. I've seen this. This seems to be something that someone actually made for Wallpaper Engine. Again, cross my fingers. I need to just make my own at some point for while I'm streaming. But hey, if no one's watched Yuru Camp, very cute, very cozy winter camping anime. Highly recommend. But yeah, so we are going to be taking a 3-minute break. This is a fantastic opportunity to remember that you have a corporeal form and you should be taking care of that. Remember to stand up, stretch, grab a snack, grab a drink if you need it. Hydration is good. Remember to take a look outside your window, and whether it be day or night, remember that there's a lovely world outside that you should also experience, not just the ink blob. If you've got meds and now is an appropriate time to take them, this is a fantastic opportunity to do so. And we will be back. Oh, right. And also, if you've got something else that you need to get to in your day, now is a fantastic opportunity to transition into that, because, otherwise we're going to be locked in for like hour and a half. Yeah, probably around an hour and a half with some Rain World, somewhere in there. Probably a little under that, because I got to get going at 4 p.m. my time. Well, PST. My time, in air quotes. In any case, thank y'all, and I will catch you on the flip side. Be back in a moment. Bye. Bye-bye.